You agree. You nod. You hate yourself for it. Someone makes a terrible suggestion. You dislike it. But your mouth ademotically forms a smile. Your head bobs up and down. Your voice chirps in fake agreement. Inside, your heart races. Your throat constricts. Your stomach ties into knots. You feel that suffocating cringe. You despise your own compliance. You walk away. You beat yourself up for hours. You call it being a nice person. Society calls it being a people pleaser. I call it severe neurological masking. Your brain is literally gaslighting you. It forces you to perform a script. You air a fabricated face. You do this just to survive basic networking. This constant masking is assertively destroying your true identity. Your neural pathways are completely hijacked by primitive fear. Fear of social exile. Fear of uncomfortable silence. You willingly sacrifice your psychological boundaries. You beg for a cheap illusion of safety. You are exhausting your cognitive bandwidth. We were this biological glitch today. I will expose the exact neural mechanisms keeping you trapped. Prepare your mind. The absolute truth will sting. It will shatter your polite illusions, but it will set your nervous system free. You must confront this hidden evolutionary prison. I will show you how to reclaim your executive function. The transformation begins right now. Let us dissect your first embarrassing habit. Do you remember that awful conversation yesterday? Did someone make a ridiculous demand? Did you internally scream and protest? But did your neck automatically nod? Did your facial muscles instantly form a fake smile? Did you immediately project a disastrous scenario in your head? Did you imagine them hating you for speaking up? Did you convince yourself that a simple disagreement would ruin your entire reputation? Did you assume they would instantly reject you? You assume you can read minds. You project your own crippling insecurities onto their perfectly neutral faces. You manufacture a fictional social crisis. You play the paranoid director of a tragic movie where you are the despised outcast. You believe they are deeply scrutinizing your every single micro-expression. This is not high emotional intelligence. This is a massive cognitive distortion. Your brain is actively lying to you right now. Your prefrontal cortex is completely overloading with useless variables. You are suffering from a severe case of the spotlight effect. Your neural circuitry is triggering an outdated primal defense mechanism. Your overactive amygdala perceives a minor social friction as a literal death sentence. It forces you into an immediate state of submissive compliance. You abandon your logical reasoning just to appease a completely imagined threat. Let me clinically strip away your imaginary psychic powers right now. You cannot read their minds. They are not secretly analyzing your reluctant agreement. They are not plotting your downfall. They are merely paying attention to you at all. You are ruthlessly torturing your own nervous system inside a totally fabricated psychological reality. You surrender your authentic voice for absolutely nothing in return. You constantly rationalize this toxic behavior as simply being a good team player. But neuroscience clearly proves it is just a devastating biological glitch. Your ancient survival instincts are terribly misfiring in a modern office environment. You are needlessly exhausting your precious mental energy to maintain this exhausting illusion. You must realize that your polite little nod is actually a loud symptom of cognitive panic. You are not inherently weak. You are not a coward. Your primal brain is just over-reacting to a fake predator. Do you feel that physical weight? Your chest tightens. Your breathing stops. The elevator doors closed. A colleague corners you. They start making pointless small talk. They demand your immediate agreement on a trivial topic. You freeze. Your social battery plummets to zero. You SW8, your internal panic alarm rends. You cannot breathe normally. You just want to escape this tiny box. You flaunt another stiff smile. You agree again without thinking. You feel completely hollow inside. Your physical body is not weak. Your nervous system is simply operating in absolute overdrive. You are experiencing a severe neural bandwidth depletion. Your highly complex brain is desperately trying to process too many unpredictable social variables at once. It is literally overcloaking itself to predict their reactions. This is a deeply conditioned physical reflex. Your overactive amygdala detects a completely false social threat. It instantly signals your sympathetic nervous system to prepare for danger. Your adrenal glands aggressively flood your bloodstream with toxic cortisol. Your brain must conserve cognitive energy immediately. It chooses the absolute path of least resistance. It forces your facial muscles to agree. It shoots down your authentic voice just to survive the agonizing moment. You have intentionally trained your delicate neurons to prioritize temporary safety over personal integrity. This is not a pathetic moral failure. This is an extreme biological energy optimization strategy. Your exquisitely sensitive brain is simply protecting you from massive psychological burnout. It instinctively avoids friction to save precious metabolic calories. But this repetitive physical masking is quietly destroying your core self-esteem. Your exhausted body physically keeps the hidden emotional score. You always survive the awkward elevator ride, but you continuously lose a crucial piece of your true identity. We must stop this invisible biological self-harm right now. You constantly shrink your physical posture in the meeting room. You instinctively yield your personal space to much louder voices. You confidently call this being a polite and professional adult. Society constantly lies to you about this behavior. The ignorant crowd tells you this is the ultimate sign of kindness. They falsely slam you are simply a humble and cooperative team player. This is complete biological nonsense. You are not being genuinely kind to your colleagues. You are actively deploying a highly primitive primate appeasement strategy. Evolutionary psychology explains this toxic social habit perfectly. Your ancient brain still perceives every normal modern conversation as a dangerous primal hierarchy test. When you automatically submit to their absurd demands, your brain artificially alters your internal neurochemistry. You deliberately skeet your own toxic cortisol levels to clearly signal absolute defeat. You willingly suppress your vital serotonin production just to safely avoid becoming a predator's target. You are literally sending invisible submissive signals to every single alpha personality in the room. This chronic psychological compliance is not a fixed and unchangeable personality trait. It is a deeply ingrained neural pathway. It was built entirely by your profound primal fear of tribal rejection. You currently suffer from a crippling manifestation of imposter syndrome. You falsely believe you must constantly earn your basic right to exist in their prestigious presence. I absolutely demand you stop this subconscious biological self-sabotage immediately. Halt your ridiculous daily need to please absolutely everyone around you. Cease lowering your sacred personal psychological boundaries for their temporary comfort. You must abandon this pathetic evolutionary survival tactic starting today. Do not willingly surrender your fundamental human self-respect for a cheap, momentary illusion of office harmony. If your chest feels incredibly heavy right now, I deeply understand your silent pain. You are not fundamentally broken, and you are not completely alone in this. We found each other for a very specific healing reason today. You are secretly tired of constantly playing the perfect angel for absolutely everyone else. Do not blame yourself for this. End the psychological exhaustion tonight. Please subscribe to this channel and let us safely remove that suffocating social mask together. You must commit to your own internal healing right now. Comment below right now. I refuse to perform for others. Now, let us deeply examine the true source of your unbearable daily exhaustion. You do not just suffer from regular social fatigue, you are actively operating a completely fake cognitive operating system every single day. Clinical psychology clearly calls this deeply exhausting phenomenon severe neurological masking. Your highly sensitive brain is constantly running massive background programs just to safely hide your natural sensitivity from a harsh world. You meticulously count every single spoken word before it ever leaves your mouth. You carefully monitor every tiny facial expression to ensure perfect polite compliance. You forcefully suppress your true emotional reactions to completely avoid their unfair judgment. This massive cognitive effort actively burns through your delicate neural pathways like absolute wildfire. Maintaining a heavily fabricated persona for 8 straight hours literally destroys your vital neurons. It rapidly depletes your essential dopamine, and it crashes your critical serotonin reserves. This immense structural brain strain is exactly why you feel so profoundly isolated, even when you are physically standing inside a crowded room. You are desperately hiding your true vulnerable self behind a thick psychological wall. Therefore, nobody can actually connect with the real you. Your starving brain is desperately begging for genuine human validation, but it sadly receives fake approval for a totally fictional character. You constantly feel completely empty inside. You secretly itch for absolute, unfiltered authenticity. Your exhausted nervous system simply cannot sustain this artificial performance anymore. We must permanently stop running this highly destructive counterfeit mental software today. You absolutely deserve to finally rest in your own truth. This next brutal truth will hurt deeply. You must hear it anyway. You constantly think you are just being exceptionally polite. You proudly believe you are a highly empathetic and naturally caring person. Neuroscience reveals a much darker, much uglier reality. Your extreme people-pleasing is actually a twisted, hidden form of severe self-obsession. You are suffering from a massive, crippling cognitive delusion. It is scientifically called the spotlight effect. You falsely assume everyone is constantly judging your daily performance. You arrogantly believe you are the main character in their incredibly busy lives. I absolutely must shatter this pathetic, exhausting illusion right now. Nobody genuinely cares about your tiny, insignificant social mistakes. Nobody remembers that slightly awkward pause in your rushed sentence. They are completely obsessed with their own stressful, chaotic lives. They are not carefully analyzing your every single word. You are not actually that important to their daily psychological survival. This is not a personal insult, but a profound medical liberation. Your default mode network is mercilessly torturing you every single night. The DMN is the specific brain network responsible for relentless, agonizing rumination. It constantly generates fake, terrifying scenarios of brutal social rejection. It aggressively forces you to endlessly overanalyze a completely meaningless hallway interaction. It makes you desperately seek their immediate validation, just to quickly silence your own internal screaming. Your overly polite compliance is purely a desperate mechanism to quiet your hyperactive DMN. You do not deeply respect these random people. You simply fear your own brutal, unforgiving inner critic. When you constantly try to please absolutely everyone around you, you fundamentally betray the only person who actually matters. You completely abandon your own core moral principles. You literally become a hollow, spineless mirror constantly reflecting their random desires. Fake kindness is the absolute most brutal betrayal of your own authentic, beautiful soul. Stop endlessly playing the eternal victim of your own complex, messy neurology. You are actively choosing this deeply exhausting path of quiet submission. The imaginary spotlight is entirely off. The terrifying, judgmental audience does not even exist. You are strictly performing your heart out for a completely empty, dark theater. You must realize that your chronic agreeableness is just a cowardly psychological shield. You hide your true opinions because you falsely equate disagreement with sudden mortal danger. It is time to violently destroy this ancient neural trap. You willingly sacrifice your unique voice to silently blend into the boring background. Every single time you artificially simile at a terribly bad joke, you completely kill a tiny piece of your vital self-respect. Zwelke you can safely reclaim your powerful mind today. You absolutely possess the immense neurological power to permanently rewrite this destructive code. Your brain is not a rigid, unchangeable rock. It is a highly adaptable biological machine. Modern science proudly calls this miraculous ability neuroplasticity. You can literally destroy that pathetic neural pathway of toxic, cowardly compliance. You will start actively building a brand new, incredibly powerful neural highway today. The 24-hour brain rewire habit begins right this second. You must implement the brilliant strategy of micro-rejections immediately. Do not stubbornly try to suddenly fight your aggressive boss tomorrow. That massive jump will instantly trigger your terrified, panicked amygdala. Instead, you must start incredibly small. Say no to a completely insignificant tiny daily request. Refuse a pointless extra cup of office coffee. Decline a totally unnecessary time-wasting calendar invite. Reject a meaningless, exhausting small talk topic. You must forcefully interrupt your automatic, subconscious nodding reflex. When the paralyzing social anxiety unexpectedly hits, you must use the 5-second physical grounding technique. Plant your feet firmly on the solid concrete floor. Breathe deeply into your tense, tied-up stomach. Count backwards slowly from 5. Visualize your own thick, impenetrable psychological armor protecting your core identity. You are actively overriding your primitive, outdated primate programming. You are deliberately proving to your terrified nervous system that polite disagreement does not equal instant social death. Every single tiny micro-rejection is a massive, life-changing neurological victory. You are rapidly rewiring your complex brain for absolute, unshakable personal confidence. You can successfully program your mind to finally crave authentic respect instead of cheap, fake approval. Take back the absolute, total control of your own biological dashboard right now. Stand tall and fiercely command your own physical space. Do not automatically shrink when someone else loudly speaks. Your unique, authentic voice matters deeply. Your personal boundaries are completely sacred. You are not fundamentally broken. You are perfectly biologically normal. You absolutely deserve deep, lasting psychological peace. Your beautiful, authentic identity needs to be completely reclaimed starting today. Your constant, exhausting compliance does not make you a more valuable person. It only makes you completely invisible to the harsh world. You are fully empowered to permanently change this habit. You are entirely worthy of genuine, unfiltered human respect. You must reject the heavy, toxic burden of endless people-pleasing. Let us aggressively share this profound, healing, neurological antidote. Share this specific video with that one deeply exhausted friend right now. The quiet, anxious friend who constantly says yes when they desperately mean no. They absolutely need to finally understand their own complex brain tonight. They silently crave this exact scientific validation. Now you must breathe deeply. You must stand up straight. You must walk away from that heavy, suffocating social mask forever. You can safely leave that dark, terrifying mental prison completely behind you. Step forward into the warm, inviting light. Walk proudly away with your head held incredibly high. Your therapy session is officially concluded.